Welcome to the first season of our live stream on Twitch. This is our roundtable. We've got the entire swim team here to chat with you guys.
Hello.
Hi.
About what season 2 is all about and all the things that we've been getting to. I'm Julia Iverson. I'm an art director at Gasket TV here in Minneapolis and also co-host / designer thing here at Swim.
That's the official title, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Designer thing.
The designer thing.
Yeah, I'm Anna. I am a motion designer at Crush and Sue's in Minneapolis. Oh, and I suppose am I getting into what I do here?
What
Sorry.
do you do for Swim?
I help run the Twitch channel, the social media channels, kind of all the community building stuff that you can imagine we're trying to do with Swim in general. That's me.
And I'm Alicia. I'm a creative director at Neighbor, a small studio in Minneapolis. And I'm also a producer here at Swim. I work on all the audio stuff, so I'm really excited. We've beefed up our audio.
It sounds sexy.
Yeah.
We sound good.
And I'm Katie. I'm a project manager at a local ad agency here in the Twin Cities. And on Swim, I am a producer, blogger, and general cheerleader for this project called Swim.
Yeah.
It's an important job.
Yeah.
Cheerleading is.
So before we get started, I really want to thank you guys so much for taking the time. I know that everybody's doing this on their free time, and I'm really happy that you guys could join us for season 2. And so for those out there who don't know what Swim is, Swim stands for Strong Women in Motion. And we specifically focus on the motion graphics industry. However, we interview a wide variety of women, some who work on live action, some who work on title design, animated television shows, and advertising for motion graphics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the primary, I think, content that we've been producing up until this point has been a podcast. So we've got links below. You can go check out the website, see season 1. There's about 7 episodes there, and we interview, a lot of heavy hitters, actually, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
First off, shout out to Allison Howell, who's our moderator, keeping the trolls off of our stream. Thank you, Allison, so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to give a special shout out to our season 1 team, Amy Schmidt, Courtney Rasmussen, Lisa Edwards, and Maddie Haynes. Thank you so much, ladies, for helping us get this started. And then special thanks to Lily Hall, Michelle Higa-Fox, B, and Lynn from Poon Animation, Amanda Russell, who helped hand out a lot of cards at Blend, and Lola Landekich from Art of the Title, who helped connect us to Pamela B. Green, who was our very first interview from season 1. And she did a wonderful documentary about
Alice Guy Blanchet.
Yeah, the first female director. So thank you, everyone who has helped us along the way.
Yeah, we've grown a lot.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. So I guess overall, throughout this live stream, our first round table, we'll be kind of going over, what's coming up for Swim in 2017. We've got a bunch of things planned. I guess on a personal level, we'll probably talk New Year's resolutions and just kind of hang out. And you guys, if there's any questions, feel free to post those in chat. We'll try and get to them. But yeah, I think we're here mostly just to talk shop a little bit, right? So it's a pretty casual thing for the most part. So feel free to participate.
Yeah. Well, why don't we kick this off? I'm curious to know, and I'm sure our listeners are curious to know as well, what motivates you guys to invest your free time in Swim?
Awesome. Well, yeah, I can go first. So you guys had invited me to help out, I guess, overall with Swim in general, and I didn't really have any idea what exactly I would contribute until we had started talking, and just overall I was like, hey, I can run a Twitter. I can run Facebook and Pinterest and various social channels. I do that all the time on my own anyway, so why not throw, an organization on that as well? So I think the biggest draw for swim for me is trying to develop this community, this kind of positive community where people can kind of meet, get together, talk motion graphics, talk animation. I like the idea of putting something out into the world that kind of gets more of that out there, because I'm passionate about that stuff already. So the more I can kind of put it in front of people on Twitter, the better.
Yeah.
The better. So and obviously like working with you guys was a huge draw too, because you're all awesome.
Aw.
So
Yeah.
and it was one of those things where I'm like, I know of a lot of you, but I had not like hung out with many of you before.
Yeah.
So it was very
We
much
went to
like,
school together though.
well, yeah, I know Julia. I knew
That's kinda
Julia
like, I
really
was
well.
like, oh, Anna might be a really good
Oh.
add to the team because I went to school with her and she's really cool. So maybe we should get her
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
I was just excited.
We went to
'cause
lunch about it, I think, didn't we?
Probably. It's
And
been
a
like
happy
a
hour.
year now. So,
It's been a while.
but that's me. I'll shut up now. I can talk forever.
Oh my gosh.
Julia, what about you?
I joined swim at the very beginning. Me and Alicia were out in New York at F5, and the idea kind of randomly popped up over beers, and I kind of was like, yes, let's do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Alicia was like, we should make a podcast, and it just, as soon as we got back, we started doing it, and it's been really crazy adventure so far. I mean, from Pamela B. Green's
Yeah.
interview, which sounded on our end absolutely terrible, and we had no
Gotta
idea
start somewhere.
what we were saying
Yeah.
or how to communicate. We were
Humble
so
beginnings.
nervous.
So you guys have mentioned this New York story to me a few times, but do you just want to kind of give us the overview of like what that was all
Sure.
about? Because this was like the
Yeah.
inception of the
I
podcast,
love telling this
right?
story.
Okay, well you should
Yeah.
tell the
Yeah.
story then.
So it's funny because like I'd actually thought about it before, and I was just feeling disappointed in general because at the time the only podcast I really knew about, kind of tied to motion graphics, was the Collective podcast. And when we went to look for women on there were only maybe 4, and it's not like the end of the world, but at the same time it's a little disheartening because most of my career has been spent as the only woman on a team, and it's just nice to know that there are places that aren't like that, and this felt disheartening because it felt backwards. So then we went to F5, and there were tons of people there, like guys and girls, and that was really great. And so then I just started telling people that we were doing this podcast.
Really? So
Yeah.
you hadn't even checked.
I
with,
didn't
like,
even
Julia or
actually,
anything?
I didn't even actually ask Julia.
She was like, we're making a podcast. And I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Look
without
out.
even without even
God.
missing a beat, Julia's like, yeah, we'll figure it out as soon as we get back. We'll launch, and it'll be great.
I was like, and this is what it's going to be about. And then we got home and we literally started like doodling in our notebooks.
Yeah.
And, like, what should we
Brainstorming.
call it? We had so many different, it was funny.
And we realized we had no idea what we were
That's
doing,
a
so we
good-
needed
a
other
a
people.
good way to
How do you
commit
record
yourself
sound?
early.
Yeah.
Like just tell everybody that you are doing a thing, and then they check in with you a couple months later, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Where is that thing you promised?"
Yeah.
But
I
basically,
guess we better do it.
I
yeah.
guess-
That was pretty much why, because we told people, so we had to do it.
I think, well, yeah, I mean, once you make that dedication, you kind of have to follow through or you feel like an idiot.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess that was the reason. Well, that was the reason why I joined. And the reason why I stay is because I think it's good to learn how to communicate with your peers on a kind of social platform like this, and learning how to, I don't know, use the technology. It's all around us now, and being able to communicate with the audience, I think it's a really great opportunity. I've always been super shy, so I've just wanted to get better at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you, Katie?
I got involved because this really spoke to kind of a philosophy that I agree with. When you see that there's a problem, you just make the answer. And Alicia saw a problem that there was not enough celebration of women within this industry that we all love, and decided to put a spotlight on it. And Alicia just has such passion for everything she does, from her design to her animation to this endeavor, and it's infectious. And so to get on board with that and to support her and to support something, an industry that I like, it all just made sense to me. And so I offered what I could, which is writing and some organization and assistance in making things clear, and from the chaos, which was, how do we do this?
Yeah.
To, well, we just take it one step at a time, and we're all going to figure this out, and it's going to be fun, and we're just going to rock it out.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm involved. I believe in its principle in highlighting and celebrating women's achievements and their awesome designs and their awesome animations and the work that they do. So that's why I'm involved.
Rad.
Yeah, totally.
Also, you'll see us petting Maddie, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Yep,
Matt, we have a dog running around, so you should at
She's
least
our mascot.
At
She's
least
off camera.
stay for dog cam.
You can't see her.
She looks like the wishbone dog. if
Yeah.
You need to know. She's pretty
Does.
cute. You actually might
So.
see her butt. You can see her butt. Ah, there's her
There she
butt.
goes.
There she goes.
She's got a fat butt.
She's over here with me now. Anyway, yeah. So I guess that's us. That's swim. What's coming up? I guess is what's next, right?
What is the new stuff for season 2?
What isn't there?
Well,
That's
What
the
isn't
big
there
question,
is
and that's why
probably
we're
a
here.
better question.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
so each of us kind of take a little piece of it and work on it. And right now I'm working on the podcast. So we've got new mics.
Oh, new setup.
We
Yeah.
also have a new mixer, which you can't see, but it's over here in this area. And we also have some new episode formats, including the roundtable. So this will actually be an episode. We're doing this live, but then we'll also be posting this on the following Monday. So look out for that. And then we also have our normal interviews where we have 2 co-hosts interviewing an awesome woman out there creating great stuff. And then because there's so many scheduling conflicts and then time zone differences and sometimes even language barriers, we're producing another type of episode, which is called Friends of Friends, where we reach out to women and we kind of help them navigate the process of recording an episode, but they actually go and they interview another person. So it's sort of like a 2-for-1 deal where like 2 people interview each other about life in motion graphics, and then they send that episode back to us and we share it with everyone else.
Yeah. So generally, is this true? And I'm almost asking for my own, like,
Yeah.
because I'm curious. So two pieces of content a month generally. Is
Yep.
that correct?
We're shooting to release bi-weekly. We'll have a live stream once a month. It'll either be a roundtable, and I guess we have to work out the logistics, but I'd really like to do a live AMA. We've talked to a few people about making that happen, and I think that'd be really interesting. So we'll see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistical things that we have to figure out, but I think we could pull it off.
Awesome. We have a lot of irons in the fire, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see which ones stick and what people seem to like really latch onto. Obviously, we started season 1, so last year it was primarily just the podcasts, and they were cut more of like formally.
Oh my.
And it was a lot of work. I don't know.
Editing
the
takes time.
Oh my God, too much.
Especially when you're sifting through about an hour's worth of audio.
Yeah.
Trying to cut it down into 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
We're not doing that
it's
anymore.
a learning process, right? So season 1 we learned quite a bit. Season 2 I'm sure we'll learn even more. And the format will continue to kind of evolve as we go.
Yep. So our co-hosts, we all have like very different personalities, and one thing we heard from listeners was that they wanted to hear more of our personality. So our first interview, of
Season
the
3 they'll
season-
be like, no, less
Yeah,
less
they'll be
now.
like, tone it down.
We take it back.
You guys are too weird.
Have it
Too
cut down
much.
again.
Yeah.
But we actually have an interview with Susan Young, who is incredibly talented, and she was nice enough to take the time to talk to us, and we'll be releasing her episode on Monday, January 30th, so look out
Ooh.
for that.
What does she
but-
so what does she do? Give me the scoop.
She's like a look dev.
Yep,
person?
she does a lot of illustrative work.
Am I allowed to know where
she's
she works?
She's freelance.
Yeah.
She's done some stuff for Cartoon Network, Buck, and just
Psyop.
Psyop. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be posting a little teaser blog post.
Oh,
so
good.
people can get that
She was
information
super
before the
friendly.
episode drops.
Yeah,
We were
Awesome.
super happy to have her.
but there's a lot more personality in that. Julia and
And
I
it's a
just,
little bit longer,
weird.
too. I think you guys will be happy. I thought it was
It's
fun
an
because we
hour.
didn't have to work as hard.
Editing is a lot of work. Yeah,
my
I can
God.
imagine.
Fingers were bleeding practically.
well,
Awesome.
What's new with the website?
Oh my gosh, we have all sorts of stuff. We've got our new bios. We had a photo shoot at our house, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Everybody came over. We had some snacks, took some pictures, walked around in our socks. Dog bit at our legs a little bit.
Ankle biter.
We have the podcasts up on there. There's more. We've got the blog, which Katie's been managing, and she's been spitting out a lot of content to just kind of help get us on the up and up in the internet. So when you Google certain things, you can find us a little bit easier. And
Yeah.
it's nice to have multiple formats. I think
Yeah.
what we're trying to do this season is really try to expand and get more people on different platforms.
Yeah. So
Like-
we also have it's not up yet, but we're working on a resource page where you
yeah.
can find other things like Yes Equal and Poon Animation.
Links to cool websites where
Women
you
Who
can
Draw.
find more talented females in the motion graphics, film, artistic community, basically.
Yeah,
A hub, if you
Yeah.
will.
a hub.
Yeah.
What about the blog?
What about the blog? I'm trying to moderate the chat here too as
blog.
we
Yeah.
go along. So pardon me for constantly looking down and seemingly not being involved here.
Katie's the multitasker.
I'm the multitasker. We all multitask though. It's not just me at all. The blog, I want to be posting more often with more content. Kind of some teaser stuff about things that we'll be posting live, whether it is an upcoming live stream. And this one just kind of hit. It's been a very crazy holiday, New Year's, and all of a sudden here we are. I mean, it's midway through January, but Jesus, where has the time gone?
Yeah.
So the best way you can get in touch with me is via the blog. There's a neat little, hyperlink graphic to send me an email. Email is best, and I do answer my emails.
What is your email?
My email is katie@urswim.com.
Yeah.
Very easy, very simple, except you have to spell my name
Lowercase?
right. All lowercase, Katey.
There you go.
Katie.
There could have been room for error.
The,
Could have been error.
the superior Katie.
Yes.
None of that IE bullshit.
No,
No
nothing
way.
wrong.
Sorry,
that's-
just
we have
kidding.
a
That's a joke.
Swim email.
We probably
Sorry.
should. I
Sorry.
think we do for logins and stuff.
But if we had like
Well,
one
don't tell him that.
Oh, no, we don't.
It is a round table,
Sorry.
right?
That's
We
true.
do, but
Let's
I'm
be
not
open
that
and
great.
honest. That's
I've
okay.
been doing some of the web development stuff lately, and I'm not a website builder,
I guess
so
it just
we're
didn't even
we're
occur to me
making
until
progress.
now. So idea strikes.
Yeah,
you
we
might
do
as well
have
record
other
it, right?
ones. But,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So blog, website, social.
social
Social
media.
media.
Where can people find us?
So
Wizard.
this is kind of where my expertise, that's heavily air quoted by the way, comes into play. Yeah. So overall, probably the best place to get in touch with us, best place to follow us is still Twitter. At this point, that gets checked daily, that gets posted daily. Generally, we're retweeting cool stuff that we find, or also putting out content too. So we've started. We have the Swim Fan 2017 hashtag that I believe we'll be doing at least once a month, highlighting one artist. And so throughout the month, occasionally you'll see tweets from us that say, hey, check out this artist, look at their awesome work. We might point out a few things, a few projects that they've worked on. Overall, we just like the idea of, I don't know, kind of what Swim is all about, like getting people out there and kind of spotlighting different artists, female creators. So that's what Swim Fan is. It's kind of on Twitter our way to boost recognition for those kinds of people. So this past month we've been highlighting Yukaidu. Okay. Yes, she's fabulous. So if you're curious about what that might look like, you should go check out the Twitter.
Show her some love.
Yeah. Aside from that, we also do have, we have a Facebook group. We have, do we have an Instagram? That might be coming.
Yeah, we only had a few pictures on there, so I haven't really told people about it yet. But we'll eventually hook that up to our website too. So
we're slowly rolling into these other spaces, but Twitter's honestly probably the best place to find, most recent updates or chat with us or share cool female artists that you found or all that good stuff. So that's that Twitch and social media. So yeah.
I have a question from a user out there.
awesome.
Oh, exciting!
The user is Cientos.
Oh, that's Yanni.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, hopefully I pronounced that
hey
right.
Yanni, how's
Yay.
it going?
Hi.
Thank you for showing up. That's
Yeah.
awesome. He actually pops into my Twitch streams every once in a while, so he's kind of a regular. Actually, and Allison's as well. So we kind of have been chatting with him online quite a bit.
Very cool. Well, he's wondering what software do we use now that makes life easier that would have completely blown your mind in the past?
Everything.
Well, figuring out how to connect our microphones so that we could record our audio separate from our interviewees audio. That took the longest to figure out, and we actually bought ourselves a copy of Audio Hijack, which takes all the like difficulty out of it. It has wonderful noise removal, and you can have, it's like these little blocks, and it's all node based, and
So that's what we're using to record the interviews, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember last year hearing about the search,
Yeah.
the search for the right
They did,
software. I'm glad we finally landed on something that makes our lives
I
easier.
can't
and not
even
more
remember what we
difficult.
did before.
I don't know. I remember
It
being
didn't
at
work.
I remember being out at the bar though and just being like, "Oh God, this is a mess."
Yeah. A few of our interviews were actually recorded with a cell phone because for whatever reason, like the audio piping them through and everything just wasn't working. So we would just have to record it with, we actually had a field mic and a cell phone. So we'd record them that way.
Yeah.
And that wasn't great. So
I
we
guess-
chipped in, bought Audio Hijack, and now it's cool.
We weren't sure if the question was also pertaining to what kind of software we use professionally
Professionally.
in
I
our
see.
artist lives. I don't
That makes
know. It would
sense.
be good. Why don't you answer that question?
We're
for
geeking on the
us
live
so we
stream right
can-
now in this technology.
Well, I
so.
have
Or we could
a
just say
motion
that.
related thing. It's just
motion animation. I
animation.
guess.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking
Animation is motion.
I guess to my background a little bit, I was trying to think of like what is the single thing that really like elevated everything. And so traditionally, my schooling, I went to school. I did like media arts and animation was my degree, and so I started in traditional hand-drawn animation. So that is straight up stacks of paper on pegboards and frickin' capturing that on like webcams that are like mounted over the top, and so like doing
So not efficient.
doing frame by frame animation in the old school way. You learn a lot. I get why they taught it that way. It was one of those things where like you already know how to do a pencil, or, you already know how to work a pencil, so you will learn the principles of animation without having to struggle with a tool like a 3D tool on top of learning
You gotta
the
walk uphill
principles.
both ways before you find a shortcut.
Yeah, I walked up uphill both ways. Yeah, basically.
I just made that up, by the way.
Well, I mean, there
That's
is
such an old
Sounds
person.
like a great proverb.
there
though.
is some value in that. So that's how I started. The transition from pencil and paper animation to digital animation was a eureka moment. And I did not jump into Flash. I even now currently still just animate in Photoshop because that has a timeline. I've been meaning to do more of my own personal streams showing that off because I think people don't even realize like how much you can actually pull off in Photoshop, which is really neat.
Yeah. Oh my God, you
So
can do
just
anything.
making that
Photoshop's the best.
switch. Oh my God, making that switch from pencil and paper where you have to like sit down and actually capture it before you can see the timing to it's already in Photoshop. You can just hit play and you get feedback on what you're doing right away. Oh my God, it was revolutionary. I was like, where has this been all my life?
Yeah.
So
I've found that my smartphone has made my life just like a whole new world of I can take a picture of anything I want, bring it into Photoshop, make a brush out of it or whatever. It's like art on the go for me. I think like if I had a smartphone when I was, buying my tablet with my babysitting money and a long time ago before I'd graduated high school, I would have been like, oh gosh, what is there? Adobe Capture.
Yeah.
They have this really cool plugin that's on your phone, and you can sync it up to your iCloud library or your Adobe Cloud. Basically, you can take patterns. It's got like a built-in kaleidoscopic kind of cool. You take a picture up really close, and it like mirrors it like thousands of times, and you can capture basically patterns on the go, or I don't know.
It's insane.
I
Yeah.
love where technology is going. It
Yeah.
also kind of terrifies me at the same
Yeah.
time. But it mostly, like, when it comes to art, I think it's amazing to me what you can make without having a pencil and paper. And I don't know.
And it's in your hand right there on the phone.
before
I mean,
before we dive
yeah.
into the next thing, shout out to Amy Schmidt. Hey,
Amy!
Hey,
We miss you.
Also, Kelsey Dutton. How's it going?
Kelsey! Yay!
Whoa.
Maddie's too.
Maddie loves it too. She's
Maddie
just-
says hi.
Maddie says hello.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome guys. Thanks for stopping by and supporting the stream and all of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're just talking over I guess just exciting tech.
Yeah.
I guess if there was a
Wait,
thing
guess,
that
Um,
that propel
Is there
or
any other questions?
you're
or-
excited
because we
about,
could
or-
Yeah.
start rolling into our super awesome.
Does
New
anybody
Year's.
have any questions for us? Just
Yeah.
send them our way.
Yeah,
and
whether it be about the actual podcast, who we are, what we do.
Otherwise, we can talk about
How
our
we
New
got
Year's
this table
resolutions.
On the
You guys want to talk about our New Year's
could do
resolutions
that.
while we wait for questions to roll in?
Yeah, I'm in.
So, my New Year's resolution, I have a couple of them. I always have a couple.
Yep.
My main one is probably to not lose my mind while I'm doing all the things I'm doing. So,
you
like,
have so many side
I know,
projects. Holy crap. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it. So, like, you know, resolution, don't lose your mind.
Good one.
For
I
anyone in the
support this.
Minneapolis area, the Anna Jam, there's so we worked at Neighbor, we worked with Micro Gigantic, and so we're producing the Anna Jam, which is a student collaboration film, and it's a love story told across 25 years at the Mall of America. And it's actually going to debut at the Mall of America next Thursday at 7 p.m. And they're going to have it playing on the huge, like, wraparound screen in the rotunda. And then it'll also be looping there, so you can always pop on over to the Mall of America and catch it. But it was a collaboration between 3 schools that are local here to the Minneapolis area. We've got the Art Institute, shout out to AI, hey.
Woo.
And then we've got Stout, our friends over in Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
And then MCAD, which is like full of amazing illustrators. I mean, all the schools are really. And so they all took 15-second pieces and then we put them together. And Micro Gigantic, like, thank God they exist. Like, they're really passionate. They do a lot of content for screens. And Bill Cruz, who's the producer over there, was really, really passionate about getting students connected more to the industry. So this was a great way to do that.
Awesome.
But yeah. And then I have Nice Moves, which is like the community, and then Swim, and then Neighbor. But my other resolution is to read more books. So I'd like to read a book a month, but they don't have to be new, which means Harry Potter covers the first 7.
So there's 7 months
Yeah.
already.
Already taken care of.
That's
Started
amazing.
rereading
I'm on
Harry
book
Potter.
1.
Is it a reread or have you never read
It's a
them before?
reread.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I love it that much.
Okay.
More books. You can just take some of mine. I
Yeah.
got some for you. to read.
Yeah, I'd love to have the, like, real.
I think got fast ones.
I
You
only
could
have
read
the
some
last
Roald
2.
Dahl or something. Just like, oh, there's my book for the month.
Yeah.
Goes through
I'm
that fast.
cheating.
Charlie
have
and the
a-
Chocolate Factory.
I have some dark ones kind of in the mix, like Brave New World. I actually started reading it,
read
and I
that one.
stopped before
It's
I
too
knew it got
heavy, isn't
Ready
it?
Yeah,
Player
it's-
One's good
I
too.
was
did
like,
the same thing.
I know it's getting darker, so I'm just gonna stop
Yeah,
because
just-
right now it's still kind of okay.
Yeah.
It's down on my coffee table
Yeah.
to pick back up, and I'm like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
And then Fahrenheit 451. I actually tried to read that one time before, and I got pretty far through, but not far enough. And part of it was that, like, Ray Bradbury's, like, style of writing, it's really kind of lyrical, and, like, the cadence to it was really hard for me to adjust to. But especially, like, today or this year, you know, it feels like a really relevant book to read.
Yeah.
And so those 2 are on the list. I haven't figured out the other ones yet, though.
Dang.
Right on. We're in resolutions, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm loving Allison's little emotes. They make me giggle.
Yeah, yeah.
They're so cute.
Well, I don't believe in resolutions, so I'm going to be the big
That's
Debbie
fine.
Downer here of the
Here
group.
we
I
go.
don't.
You're
and I
allowed
don't.
to feel that way.
And I don't feel, I do, okay, I feel this way because what is the difference between January 1st and August 18th or November 12th? Like, if you are going to, if you've decided you want to make a change, you want to make a difference, you want to do X, Y, or Z, why not today? Why not tomorrow? It doesn't have to be January 1st. So, in that light, I don't have any resolutions.
Cool.
Things that I do want to accomplish, you know, in the upcoming seasons, spring, summer, fall, before next winter rolls around.
Yeah.
Blogging with regularity for swim. That's totally one of them. I want to get on a weekly commitment schedule.
Yeah, that's admirable.
Yeah.
Writing is hard.
It
We
is
won't
hard.
stop you.
Continuing
that.
continuing to read. We do have a question about what everybody's favorite book is, so we can ponder that and we maybe wrap up with what your favorite book is.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a hard one.
Favorite's
Yeah.
hard. I can
We'll have
tell
to
you
think
about
it.
good
Oh, I
books
know.
I've read in the past year, like
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to that.
And just to be better. I
Yeah.
don't know. To be a better human being, to be kinder, to be nicer, to be
Yeah.
to keep it more simple and
Empathetic.
empathetic, to stay present in the moment and in the day, and
Yeah.
to not go too far ahead of myself. So
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
that's just for me though. So yeah,
Do you meditate?
I'm trying to.
Me too.
It's
I
hard
just
to quiet
started.
my mind.
How do you breathe again? What is that?
Yeah.
Sometimes you do
I forget that's a
forget
part of
that
the
anxiety
thing.
creeps
I'm
in.
like,
Not on the mic.
And I'm
Sorry.
making a point. The other thing I've been doing is making a point of turning off my technology on Sunday nights.
Oh,
And
that's a
that's
good
where I'm
one.
picking up my book. I close my laptop. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I put it up on a bookshelf away from me.
Detach a little bit.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Try to
de-wire? What is the term?
cook dinner, sit down with my kids, take a long walk with my dog. You know,
Nice.
just try to hear nature instead of my iPod. So yeah, just little things in a day to day is more where I'm at in terms of my New Year's resolutions.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Julia?
oh, are we saving the questions for after?
I was
we'll
going
do the
to.
book one.
Yeah,
I need more time to
Although
think.
There's a lot of
somebody is
questions in
dying
the
to know
ether.
our thoughts on Toon Boom.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, Julia can speak to that.
she wanted to.
I'm on the fence about it. I did try using it, and I think it's cool that it's got vector capabilities for cell, which is obviously pretty awesome, but the user interface is just so wildly different, and I noticed that there were some bugs in it, and it might be because I was just trying to use the trial version, but I didn't want to drop a crap ton of money on a program that,
You haven't had
it
enough
was such a
testing.
huge learning curve already, and I've gotten so much better at Photoshop. They've made plugins now. It's a lot more intuitive. Like there's one that's like Animdesign that allows you to do it creates one frame at a time when you press this like plus button or whatever. So you can streamline your animation process in Photoshop. I think I don't know, Toon Boom can be cool, but I also think Photoshop has a lot of the same capabilities if you take the time to get the right plugins and learn yourself.
So it doesn't sound like
Viewed.
any of us currently work primarily in Toon Boom.
Yeah.
I think
No.
I've tested it, and I was kind of like,
dabbled.
Yeah, dabbles.
I
Not a-
actually
not
We're
an expert.
dabblers.
Not saying don't do it, but that's my point
Yeah.
of view on it.
I do know. I have a friend. So I think Kelsey was asking that question. I will get you in touch with somebody who does use that program on a more regular basis. So if you have more questions, like in-depth questions, just remind me and I'll shoot you an email and get you in touch with somebody who uses it on a more regular basis. Because I don't think any of us know the program enough to give you a full lowdown. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have like a rap battle roundtable where we
yeah.
speak to the different animation softwares.
All I remember
and
is it
see
was
which
really
one comes
just
out the
clunky to
victor.
me. Like I just remember trying to draw things, and it would create just so many little vertex points, and it just
You hear
but it was
like harmony, Toon Boom harmony being used in like large scale production pipelines on like television shows.
Saying half that shit.
No, I don't. Everyone's allowed to like roll with their own software, right? Because you know
Yeah.
tools are like
It's
part
not
of
the
it,
tool,
but
it's
it's
how
not
you
really.
use
Yeah.
It's not really like long. You just want to find out what works for you. So I've heard of Toon Boom working really well. You hear about it being used in like large scale production out west. More in entertainment where they're making like television shows and having to kick out these like 20 minute
Yeah.
episodes and so they have a lot of like pipeline integration workflow tools
Does
that
Danger
I've
and
heard.
Eggs use Toon Boom?
I believe they get their show done
asked that when we were
overseas, so I have
Oh.
no idea.
They're getting it done overseas.
Well, they
Mm,
have
well, they-
people in Minneapolis and then people in LA too.
Yeah, which is the typical show. Actually, that would be a great roundtable or interview of some kind, talking about like just in general the how that usually works. Because most of the time the creative end, the storyboard end, backgrounds are done here, but the actual animation is usually done. I know Japan, South Korea,
I guess
places
we'll
like
see how
that. So
We didn't know to ask. We should have asked Shaddy that.
yeah,
But-
so it's just generally a
Maybe
lot
we
of
can
that
get her
stuff
back
gets
on.
shipped over, then it gets shipped back, and then it gets composited alongside backgrounds and all that stuff
Yeah.
here or in the U.S.
Well, with
Depends
all
on the
of that
show.
back and forth thing, somebody's kind of wondering how much freedom do you have on each project that you work on? Do you get, do you get interference from art directors and people above, or are you kind of
Interference. That's a funny-
interference, redirection?
Yeah, I mean that's part
direction.
of the job. I mean a lot. So if you're doing animation for yourself personally, you have like full creative freedom. But when you're doing it for a client, it's in the end the project isn't for you. It's for the person who's paying to do it.
Yeah.
And so there's there's a lot of, I think you have to be really compassionate about when you're doing design and everything for a client, and you have to really genuinely care about them, and you have to be comfortable with telling them too when they're asking you to do something that you just really believe in your heart is not the right choice for them. You have to understand that you are the expert, that's why they hired you, and push back when you need to.
Yeah.
But you can never forget that you are doing it for another person. If you're being paid to do it, it's your job to make sure that they feel comfortable with the product that they're spending their money on.
Yeah.
Right.
I can definitely speak to that too. I think there's a level of like empathy that you need to have for, you are one half of this creative collaboration when we're working with like an agency or an art director or marketing person, a lot of times they're coming to us to execute this idea, this vision that they've had. And it's good to know that, like, it's good to always have in the back of your mind that they're not just asking for stuff willy-nilly. You know what I mean? Like, they've been working with this client for the past year. They know they've done all the branding. They've done all the brand guidelines. They've dug so deep into this client's like life and company and blah, et cetera, that by the time they come to you and they're like directing you in a certain direction, it's been through a year, of long process of just revisions and talking tone and all this junk. So like by the time it hits your desk, you should be ready to be, work with them to obviously make it as good as it can possibly be. But at the end of the day, like they got final say. So
sometimes we have to put in a logo that we really like that isn't the brand colors. Like if we've got a limited color palette the whole way through, and then they're like, oh, put in the Wells Fargo logo, and it doesn't match. You just have to kind of understand that like the message is more important than obviously like the way it looks is important because that's what draws people in, but in the end it's important that the content and the message is getting across. And a lot of times I feel
it's so situational too.
When you're working with clients and even sometimes with teams, but I find this more with clients, when you're working with clients, it's almost like you're their design therapist. You have to get to the bottom of the why. Like if they want their logo bigger, you have to kind of find out, well, why do they want the logo bigger? Because maybe their demographic is mostly older people and they're like worried about that. Or like maybe they think that most of the time it's going to be viewed on a phone. These are all like important things. And if you don't ask why, you're just going to be annoyed because in your brain you think it's going to be on a giant screen or that it looks better when it's really small or any of those kinds of things. But the truth is the viewer is the person who's the most important.
Yeah, it's not the client. It's not the agency. It's not the client. It's the client's client.
I don't know. I guess I think my opinion on the whole matter is you give yourself as much freedom as you allow yourself. Like where you dictate your position, where you want to go, and who you want to work for. If you want to go freelance, what kind of company you want to work for. Ultimately, it boils down to where are you going to be at and what choices do you want to make to work on the kind of stuff you want to do. That'll ultimately decide how much freedom you have in the long run, I think.
Yeah.
As far as like pushback goes on like the client work, I am not afraid to like bring up things. Yeah. But
that's our job.
It's how you do it too.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, it's gonna look like crap if you do it that way. It's like, hey, what if we did something a little bit differently? What if we did it like this? It's meeting people halfway and like having some tact in how you communicate.
Yeah.
so it's like, you just gotta pick your battles sometimes too. If you know the art director you're working with is they like things very much their way, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have the pressure of those creative decisions. That's fine. This project will be a breeze and then it'll be out the door and it'll be done.
Julia, what are your New Year's resolutions?
Oh, yes.
Tangents.
I've got lots of stuff. I've got some girl problems, endometriosis or whatever. So I've been having to do a lot of lifestyle changes and eating healthier and doing more stuff outside and just being more fit and active. I guess it's not like kind of what she was saying. It's not so much a resolution as it's kind of, I don't know. I've been working up towards it been working towards this goal for a while to just get fitter and be healthier, especially with how much pain I deal with. So there's that. And then I've been working on this project that I don't really want to go in depth about for about a year. So over a year. What am I talking about? It started last August. So I'm super, super excited about that. It's kind of starting to see the finish line and couldn't be happier about that. So I'm super excited.
Awesome.
And then, yeah.
How comfortable do you feel talking about endometriosis and your experience with that?
Oh man.
I mean, we don't have to
I
talk
guess
about
I
that
haven't
now.
super
I'm
talked-
just-
I guess
It'll be in her episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We're
Yeah.
gonna do interviews, live stream interviews with
each
all-
of us
each of us.
I gotta-
individually.
I will say one thing on it. I think it's been hard. It's hard when your body's kind of failing on you to like. That was another part of the New Year's resolution things. Trying not to let my body dictate how I'm functioning. So it's like I'll wake up having a bad day and not having slept very good or whatever, and just like forcing myself to get out of bed and just having to, go, even though it's like you have the stomach flu and you're just riddled with pain and you don't want to do anything, but you have people who are depending on you, people who don't quite understand what you're going through, that they just don't get it. So as far as I know, I get worked up about it, and I just feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. It makes you stronger, but it also fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's a chronic condition, right?
Yep.
I don't know a ton about it,
It's
but
chronic pain. It comes with all sorts of lovely things. Just
not good.
it's just
overall.
not good overall. But
Okay.
I was really fortunate to have gotten a diagnosis. It took like a year, but
People go for longer.
and I have been
Mhm.
sort of feeling better-ish, better than I was. So that's good.
Yeah. Good.
Yes.
You're a trooper.
Yeah.
You ladies are awesome.
I'd be crying.
I think I admire you because you're involved in a lot, despite that. So at least
Maybe not
from
as
the
elite- much
from
as
the
Alicia, but-
outside, you keep things together. All things considered, pretty well.
Yeah.
So
Generally, you have a smile on your face.
Generally, unless I lose my keys in the morning, then I'm pretty rawr.
yeah.
What about you, Anna? What's your news?
yes.
Yeah, well, so I was thinking about this actually kind of yesterday, and then today on the way over here, I was trying to narrow down. I don't know if I personally have any. Well, I guess most of mine are like art and career kind of related stuff. So first off, I want a Cintiq Quest 2017. I want one for home real bad. So anyway, that's a thing that I'm saving up for. That's not really that exciting, but like
That's
new
pretty
toys.
exciting. Yeah, no,
New
that's really
t-
exciting.
career.
New toys. I'm so
Yes.
excited for new toys. So yeah, that's
for you.
I've been working on an Intuos 3 for the past forever.
I love
Since-
mine even still.
and it works it
So
gets the
good.
job done. So like I can't
big was it?
complain, but I know it's
I have
it's
the
like-
widescreen.
Yeah, mine's not that small, and it's somewhere in between those
Yeah.
two sizes. So anyway, I love it to death, but it's time to upgrade. I have a Cintiq at work, and it's just
So
it's
great.
It's hard to switch between the two because you get spoiled by the nice big one.
Of getting a Cintiq because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll adapt to it.
Yeah.
and that's scary. to me.
Yeah.
I can't
So
figure out it.
so the thing is, and actually speaking of Cintiq, yes, hashtag Cintiq for me. Thanks, Kelsey. Yeah. So. I guess that's another tangent. I'm excited by the Dell Canvas. Oh my God, other
yeah.
people are getting into the tablet monitor scene. I'm so excited. Wacome's
Yeah.
Wacome's
Oh, man.
expensive.
We
so
tried it. It was a little laggy, but it could have been then it was just like the display one, and
was
lots of
this
people
the
had probably
Surface
fucked with it.
Studio.
Oh yeah, that's what it
Oh
was.
my
because
The
now
Surface
there's a
Studio.
third one,
Oh
and I'm so
my-
excited.
What the F?
Competition.
I love it.
Com- competition is good for the consumer. It's about time somebody gave Wacom a run for their money, but I will still be buying Wacom because they're
They've been
top of
doing
the
it
line.
longer.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I can talk about tablet monitors all day. I'm not going to.
New Year's goals.
New Year's
yeah,
goals.
New Year's
I'm gonna keep you on
resolutions.
track.
I appreciate that. I need that. Yes. So that's one of them. So the other thing that I was thinking of as far as New Year's goals, I want to continue, and I think I've gotten a lot better at this in the past month. So it's not like it started January 1st, but I want to continue in this vein. I've started pulling inspiration, and I've tried to really focus on taking notes from, as far as like design and illustration goes, taking it from outside of the motion graphics
Yeah.
community. And I love the flat style. I can roll with that all day. I love, I think Julie and I get along so well because we both like all of our colors at 100% saturation all the time. I love that stuff, but like just it's easy to get really caught up in what's trending.
Yeah,
And
I totally
while
agree.
you can be really successful with that, how do you really push forward? How do you like create your own looks? How do you have your own voice within this larger community and this larger scene? It's like I know questing after like the original image, truly original image, is kind of like
Yeah.
a fool's errand a little bit, because you're never really, I don't think anybody's really outside of influence or can exist outside
Trends
of
aren't
influence.
bad too. They kind of mark times in history.
Yeah.
So there's something really beautiful about
Yes.
trends.
And I'm not, so that's what I'm trying to say. I hope
Yeah.
that doesn't coming off wrong. I'm not anti-trend. I don't want to be completely influenced by trends.
Question then for you.
Yeah, go for it.
So if you're trying to find your quest for the original style,
No, I'm not,
by
though.
looking. So are you pulling inspiration
I
just
just-
to kind of like gear yourself into a different vein?
I just
or-
want to make sure that I am being influenced by a wide variety of stuff.
Because I was
That's
gonna
what
say,
I'm
like, I
saying.
almost went when I was working on the Robots Are Coming. I like went into a hermitude style.
Hermitoad.
Yeah, I just stopped looking at stuff altogether because I just really wanted to see what, if I had nothing other than my own eyes
Yeah.
and something like in my brain, what could I make? That's kind of how I don't know. That's why the only reason I was asking.
You're absolutely right, because that's the point that I've gotten to, is like I have to know when to cut myself off. You know what I mean? Like you have to know when you're like, okay, I can't look at what other people are doing. I need to just
it's always good to have
close
reference.
the world out a little bit.
I got scared because I was like, when I was working on the Robots Are Coming, I was like, oh my gosh, Julia's got a dark side.
Yeah.
Usually
I love
everything
the
I draw is,
dark
like,
side,
cute.
though.
Like,
I don't know why. Like I feel so bright and poppy all the time. So then when you do get into that darker mood, I love it because I don't feel like there always. So it just feels, I don't know.
It's a nice
I mean, I don't love it. I don't always want to feel dark, but like when you're creating something out of darkness, like
Well, what
Yeah.
trend are you glad to see gone? Let's go there real quick and just
Yeah.
answer it real fast. I've got one. I'm glad grunge is out.
yeah,
Grunge.
yellow,
over
the
it.
yellow tint over everything with the
Yes.
black vignette on everything. I
Done.
freaking
I'm
it's like
over-
puke.
I'm over watercolor technique.
Yeah.
I started with watercolor technique.
Watercolors are beautiful,
makes it-
but
Over it.
yeah.
What I want to wait. What I'm glad that's gone.
Just what trend? What trend are you glad for is completely out?
We've
Yes.
been doing a lot less like corporate-y kind of chalkboard animation.
All right.
Occasionally we get
No offense, but
I would say less and less and less and less. Like we barely ever run into clients asking for that, but
yeah,
a couple years ago it was like, can you make us one of these? And we're like,
Yeah.
but what about
chalkboard or whiteboard.
Wait, hold up. Are you just talking about you want something explained? Because we can like do that, but not in this style, please
Yeah.
God.
So on the converse, what
There's
trend
nothing unique about that.
are you? What trend are you glad is here?
Iridescent shiny things.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yeah, that's really sexy.
What have
I
I've been
love
into
shiny
lately.
things.
I'm trying to think of all the things that I've been
Pearls.
pinning lately.
One thing I've been seeing a lot lately is it seems that the ability to make things look like they were hand animated or cell animated, but in 3D,
Yeah.
has like really like inspired me lately. Like I've been seeing it a lot in the like people who create games and stuff. Just because like games have always been like, oh, how photoreal can you make it look? And then a bunch of illustrators came along and were like, how photoreal can we make it not look?
Yeah. Indie
And-
games is
Yeah.
crazy.
Space
You
the
can
whole
find
like
some
flipping
really
the or like
cool stuff.
duplicating
really
the model,
cool,
flipping the
adventure
normals.
space world game that was really cool looking with
Oh, the
pretty
silhouetted
lighting.
one?
I don't know. It was like
I don't
Well,
know.
No
low
Man's-
poly kind of, and
Was it No Man's Sky?
yes,
Because that failed really
well, it looked really pretty
badly.
though.
I'm pretty
I
excited
know. I
about.
mean, I'm
let's
not
just say
I'm
they-
talking about visuals here.
Yes.
You're excited for what?
Unique. They bit off more than they could chew, unfortunately.
Well,
but
I've been
yeah,
kind of out of video games.
everyone had
You can
very
just
high
say
hopes
it.
for that game.
I'm
yes.
really excited for the Ooblets game. Have you guys been seeing anything that's coming out of that? It's like
Yeah.
low poly, really pretty, saturated colors.
I'm into the
Uh-huh.
I
saturated colors.
love it. That's a girl who's making that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we
you
followed
go,
them.
girl,
I think
because it looks great.
I should maybe we'll shout out her name. I guess I could pull it up. We've retweeted a few things that she's posted. She always posts the character rigs dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So yeah, Ooblets. I have no idea what the premise is. I think
Me
it might
neither.
be
I don't
like
even care.
a Stardew Valley-esque farming game. Have you heard of Stardew Valley?
No.
Oh my god.
Notebook farming
All right.
games are always.
Oh.
One more quick
Sta-
question
holy
before.
Julia,
Yeah.
you have to play Stardew Valley.
Our moderator.
I
It'll-
have too many other things.
That's
to
true.
do.
It will consume your life. That is
Sorry.
true.
Real
Sorry,
fast,
folks.
who's going to be at Blend? We've got some people asking.
Yes.
I wish I was gonna be there.
I'm
The
gonna be at
tickets sold
Blend.
out.
Alicia's at Blend.
Yeah, I'll be at Blend, so hit me up if you're
Anybody's
there.
got a
Anna, are you
ticket
going
they
to Blend?
wanna-
Glenn and I are on the waiting list.
Okay, so it's a
we'll
maybe.
There's a
see.
waiting list.
Apparently, yeah. I
Julia's
don't
a
know
no,
what's
and
going on.
I am a
It
no.
sold out in 12 hours,
Yeah.
and I was like, well,
That
I'm
is
not even gonna
true.
try because that's.
I don't have a passport, so I'm not allowed to go to Canada.
I don't have a passport either, but
You'd best
you know,
get one if you want to
You can sneak
go.
into
You can
Canada,
schedule
and me,
once
we
you
could
have
be
your
like,
plane ticket. You can schedule an appointment to get it. So I'm really hoping I can figure
Get
that
on
out.
it so you don't miss out.
I know.
Amy's going to Blend.
Oh yeah.
So Amy's going to Blend. Alicia's going to
That's
Blend.
great. I know.
Going with you.
We'll post more about that, talk more about that on
Yeah.
future upcoming roundtables and
Definitely.
blogs and
Actually,
stuff like that.
we have a live stream right before that, so we'll be talking about it then.
If anybody wants
Yes.
to scalp me a ticket, let me know.
I just
On the
think
cheap, of course.
we're pretty close to wrapping up this
Yeah.
first live stream. I'm not trying to shut
think
down
this has been
everybody's
great.
fun.
Yes.
But
Mic drop.
Thanks for keeping us on track.
yeah.
Please don't drop the mic.
I was
No,
going to, but
no,
can
no,
we at
no.
least say-
Shout out to what's coming up next.
So you can look forward to this episode posting on
Monday.
And then 2 weeks after that, you can keep an eye out for our episode with Susan Young, who is absolutely amazing. That's Monday, January 30th.
I am going to post a blog about that episode the Monday before. So what's 30 minus 7, everybody? The 23rd. Monday, January 23rd.
You're good at
Tuesday,
math.
the 24th. Yes. Simple math. Keep it simple.
You'd be surprised. That's a rare gift these days.
Oh.
Overall, I guess, so as far as the Swim Twitch channel goes, I would love to have some of us do individual live streams.
We will.
Just not just with talking though, but also with maybe making stuff.
I don't
So
make stuff anymore.
That's totally fine. So yeah, having maybe one of us hop.
but I could
on
moderate while other
Yeah.
people are making
Yeah.
stuff.
on
Yeah.
occasion, just showing off. I don't know. We haven't
I was
talked
actually
anything
thinking-
specific yet, but illustration,
Yeah.
design, animation.
I'm
tweak
trying
it
to
out.
learn Blender
Oh, fun.
because I don't want to pay for Maya,
Mhm.
but I started in 3D. Yeah, I started in 3D, and no, I mean, if there's not a lot of women in motion graphics, there's even
There's
less
even
in
less
3.
3D. Yes.
So that didn't last for very long, and I just sort of kind of got pushed into the design end of things anyways.
Mhm.
So I'd really like to get back into like 3D, and I love like lighting and rendering, texturing, all that
She's
kind of
super
stuff.
good. If
So,
nobody knows,
yeah,
I do know.
I haven't done it in 4 years.
Alicia's like, I don't know if I'm.
She's
I
good.
don't know either.
I was thinking it'd be fun to live stream. Well, I wanted to see how nervous I'd be on this.
It's not so bad,
But
is it?
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's great.
Hello.
But yeah, I want
welcome
to
our
live
den.
stream my learning process of Blender, and then
Yeah,
maybe
why
a
not?
bunch of people can learn with me.
Yeah.
So.
Fun times.
I think that'd be really cool. I just I like the idea of, it's another opportunity to talk about swim, kind of get it out there, have
Yeah.
more presence on Twitch. So, we don't have anything scheduled yet, but ideally we'll pop on every once in a while.
Oh,
We'll-
yeah.
we do have an auto host. We do have an auto host list as well. So if you are a streamer, a female streamer that is interested in being added to that, shoot us a tweet at us, direct message us, or shoot us a message here on Twitch, and we can certainly check out your channel and add it to the list.
Yeah.
So yeah, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. So even when we're not live streaming, you can pop on over to our channel and find a lot of really great people. Because
Yeah.
I've done that. I've even popped over to our own channel to watch other people. I'm like, oh, look, someone's on our Twitch. I don't even have to go anywhere.
Who are we auto hosting today?
Yeah.
And of course, leave us feedback. Is there a place to leave feedback on Twitch at all? Or should
Probably,
they?
yeah. No, Twitter is probably gonna
They can
still
direct
be the
tweet
best.
us. Yep.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah.
email me,
Best
Katie
place.
at youareswim.com.
Yep.
Join
EY,
the
not
Facebook
IE.
group. That's kind of becoming passe, but it's
Yeah,
out there.
Facebook.
It makes for a forum, and you can
We have a
discuss
presence.
stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so just go check out everything social for Swim, and you'll find a way to get a hold of us.
This is really great. Thanks
Thanks,
again.
everyone.
Significantly less painful
I was
than I
gonna
thought it
say-
was
Yeah,
gonna be.
I was.
Did
I
it
was
feel
really
like an
nervous.
hour? Because I did not feel like an hour. It
No,
felt like
I
15
no, it
minutes.
didn't. Katie was like, "Oh,
I am
we
a
need to
little
start
hungry,
wrapping this
though.
up."
I don't know how many. Yeah.
I haven't eaten
Thanks,
lunch
Katie,
yet. It's been a
for
while.
moderating our time,
Yeah,
keeping
thanks,
us on
and
track.
moderating the-
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
everybody.
comments.
Yes, I got a
Taking
laptop down here.
questions and-
Also, thank you guys to all the
Thanks,
new
all the
people
viewers.
that followed as well.
Contributors out
We
there.
are up to double digits.
Woo!
Huzzah!
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Cheers with them. No.
you gotta show
Yeah,
up. You
thank
gotta
you.
show up and just keep streaming, and we'll get more. So
Yeah.
thank you, Allison, also for modding, and everybody who stopped by and asked us questions. We're gonna definitely be doing this again. So if you have any questions or if you need anything answered like immediately, go ahead and tweet us. But other than that,
Yeah.
Can we can we talk about the next interview or no? Is that a secret?
It's a secret.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So
Oh,
until
yeah.
next time,
We want to make sure we get it recorded first.
yeah.
Okay.
just keep
It's
swimming.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep swimming. Just
Just
keep
keep
swimming. Just keep swimming.
Swimming,
Just keep
swimming,
swimming.
swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Thanks, guys.